We caught up with Kevin Dewitt, logging in miles at Umstead Park in Cary, less than 4 months after surgery to remove a brain tumor. Catching up with this retired Marine aviator is not easy. Believing something was wrong with his health was even more difficult for him when the symptoms first struck.
I can remember the first day I felt this deja vu feeling, and it was mild. Actually, I thought it was interesting. I go, whoa, what was that? Then it got to the point where I was actually having a physical impact. I'd break out in this mild sweat, and it just wasn't right. So I remember one time I was windsurfing. I was ripping across the water, and one of those episodes hit me, and I go, whoa, that was cool.
Still, Kevin kept trucking along at full speed. During his annual physical, Kevin's family physician referred him to a neurologist.
And as soon as that neurologist heard me, he says, I want you to get an MRI tonight. He called me and he says, Mr. Dewitt, you have a brain tumor, and I don't want you driving home. It was that serious. And that stunned me.
The tumor is relatively small. It's almost an inch in diameter, and it was located at the tip of his temporal lobe. These are the eyes, this is the nose, this is the brain, and what you see here is this relatively small tumor at the tip of the temporal lobe. Again, the tumor was located right here at the tip of his temporal lobe, which is a very sensitive area for seizures. And those seizures are very unusual seizures. They may be mistakenly thought to be psychiatric illnesses sometimes. The person will have a very unusual feeling of his body not belonging to him.
Neurosurgeon Dr. Robert Lacin removed Kevin's tumor just days after the MRI.
This is a part of the brain that you can access relatively easily, and you can remove a tumor as well as a portion of the brain adjacent to it without causing any type of cognitive dysfunction or any kind of other neurological deficits after the surgery.
Within a week, I was back on my bike.
Back in action, probably more active than Dr. Lacin would recommend. And yes, he's windsurfing again.
It was a month right after the surgery, and I was trying to be a good boy. I rigged a small sail, and I just wanted to go out on the water. Wind picked up, and it was one of the best days I've ever had. And I just kept smiling to myself as I carved through those jibes, and I said, thank you, Dr. Lacin.